Hi, my name is Randy Walters. I own Pittsburgh Willie's, Wimpy's Paradise, gourmet hot dogs and hamburgers, beautiful downtown Chandler, Arizona. I had the great fortune this past few days of being located just a few doors down from where the families of the New England Patriots were staying for the Super Bowl week. I had the great opportunity to feed many of them several times, some of them, talk with many of them, take pictures with them, and really sharing the experience in a unique way that I never expected to share. There's so many conversations I had with the moms of the players, siblings, dads, that are incredibly memorable. Some were emotional. Tom Brady's mom and dad, my few moments speaking with them is something I will never ever forget. Excuse me. Oh boy, Stevan Ridley. His mom and I sat and chatted for a while and heard about him. And I'll be honest with you, spending time with the families and hearing about the children and their sons, their siblings, was unbelievably rewarding and more exciting than if I'd met the ball players themselves. Not to say I wouldn't like to have met some of the ball players, but hearing their moms talk about their babies and their boys, it's a once in a lifetime. There's so much I'd like to share. I don't know how to do it all, so I just thought I'd do this quick little video and tell you how blessed I was for a few days to be part of the New England Patriots world and meet so many wonderful, genuine, good folk. Probably the most interesting and emotional meetings with Tom Brady's mom. A lady walked into the restaurant holding a child on her arm, which I found out later was one of her grandchildren. She bought some candy, and she approached the counter. I saw she had a diamond-studded number 12 necklace that she was wearing. I asked her if she was with the Patriots Family, and she said yes. And I said, "Does your son play for the Patriots?" And she says, "Yes, it's Tom Brady." And I said, it's an honor to meet you. It's a pleasure to meet you." And she said thank you and asked me my name, and I told her Randy. Most gracious, but she didn't seem happy. And I said, "Can I ask you a personal question?" And she said, "Sure." And I said, "How was it being Tom's mom?" And she looked at me and she said, "I'm not in a very good place right now. It's been very difficult. All the things that have been said about Tom, it's taken its toll," she said. It really brought to my attention that we tend to forget famous people. They have families, just like we all have families. And just because they're a public figure and target for many, we lose track of the fact that things that are said, not so much by the fans, but by the media, peers, it's really painful and hurtful. Anyway, I thanked her and wished her good luck, and she walked out the restaurant, and then she actually walked down the road here about 4 doors away. And I came out about 10 minutes later, and she was sitting in a chair there, again, holding a grandchild, and she had some tissue, and she seemed to be wiping her eyes. And so I went and got a bottle of water, brought it down to her, and I asked her if she was okay. And she just, again, continued to talk about how difficult it was and thanking me for coming down here and checking on her. And as we were talking, a gentleman walked out of the Mexican restaurant that they had been dining at, and it turned out to be Mr. Brady. And she called him over and said, "Hey, this is Randy." The fact that she remembered my name blew me away. So I got to meet Mr. Brady, and he was holding another grandchild in his arms. And as we spoke, I noticed he had a Super Bowl ring on his hand with the Patriots insignia on it. And I asked him if that was one of the Super Bowl rings. And he said, "Yeah, this was actually the first one Tom won. He gave it to me after they received them and said, 'Dad, I want you to have it.'" And I said, "Tom, I can't do that. You've worked so hard for this. I can't do that." And he said, Tom looked at him and says, "Take it, Dad. I'm going to get some more." So I went from having this really emotional conversation with Mrs. Brady about the toll that all this has taken on her family, on her and her husband. And he agreed. He said it's been very difficult. But the most exciting thing was, as they left, she was walking by my restaurant, and I was sitting outside of it, and she stopped and turned at me, and she put her fist out, and we fist pumped. And she said, good luck, Randy. And I said, good luck, Mrs. Brady. Truly a once-in-a-lifetime experience. I at no time took their pictures or asked to take their pictures because it wasn't appropriate considering what they were going through at that time, and I respected that. But they were so genuine, as were all the family members that I met. I'm a Steelers fan. I grew up in Pittsburgh. I bleed black and gold. I've got a Steeler tattoo on my arm. I'm a proud member of the Steeler Nation. But for this week, I was part of the New England Patriots family. And thank you for sharing everything with me, for trusting me to feed you, for trusting me with your stories, and for letting me have a peek into the very private, very personal side of your lives, and also allowing me to share it and the pictures that I have. Congratulations to the New England Patriot Nation, families and fans. You guys are a class act. I don't care what anybody says. I love you guys.